Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. We're just going to freestyle this conversation because Danny Dubois is a very interesting person, man. Now, if you don't know who Danny Dubois is, this is Danny Dubois. 22 wins, 21 of those 22 by knockout. He has 3 losses. All 3 of his losses are by KO. Stands 6'5", 78-inch reach. He's 28 years old. Daniel Dubois is a problem. But I wanna show you something here. Right, let's scroll on down. 1, 2, okay. Let's look here. Okay. Now you see that red square as a KO loss, right? He lost to Joe Joyce in 2020. So that was 6 years ago. He was 22 years old when he took that loss. And he learned a lot from that. It's not that he was just getting hit with some shots and he had his orbital bone broken. But he learned from that and he bounced back. And then you can see he came back in 2021 and he went on to, knock people out all the way up until 2023. And in 2023 where he faced Alexander Usyk. Now, in this Alexander Usyk bout that took place August 26th of 2023, many of us felt Daniel Dubois deserved that win because he hit Usyk with a body shot. It wasn't low. I don't care what anybody says. And Usyk started doing the damn funky chicken in the ring, fell down, sprawled out, was acting like he was dying, breathing funny with that big mustache he had on his face. And I was like, this is bullcrap. Anyway, Daniel Dubois seemed to have checked out after the referee gave Usyk like 8 minutes or something like that to recover. The fight took place in Poland, which is right next to Ukraine. So there was some home cooking going on, making some Ukrainian goulash inside that ring. Anyway, the fight resumes. Usyk ends up knocking Danny Dubois out with what looked to be a jab. Knocked him out cold, and that was all she wrote for Danny Dubois. So anyway, he comes back 4 months later, fights Gerald Big Baby Miller right here. You can see in December. And then he goes on a run where he from 2023 all the way to 2025, where he ended up getting himself in there with Usyk again for the undisputed distinction. And Usyk in July of 2025 knocked him out. Now, that wasn't just a regular knockout. That was a very violent knockout. But what's interesting about this is when Daniel Dubois fought, when he came back when he fought Usyk, right? That was his first fight with Don Charles, and he lost. But he looked good in that fight. Many of us felt he deserved to win because of the body shot. But after that, Don Charles took him on a run. And he had him clip Gerald Big Baby Miller in a fight a lot of us didn't think Dubois would win. He clipped Flip Hrgovic in a fight a lot of us thought he wasn't going to win. And he knocked out Anthony Joshua in a fight many of us thought he wasn't going to win. So he ended up fighting Usyk after AJ and he got knocked out. But now that he's back with Don Charles, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not as optimistic about Daniel Dubois in his next fight. It has nothing to do with Don Charles. It has to do with his opponents. Now, this is the thing about boxing. This is the thing about Turkey al-Sheikh. When Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. He wants drama in the ring. He doesn't want dominance. Daniel Dubois, I don't care if Daniel Dubois had Floyd Mayweather Sr., Freddie Roach, Robert Garcia, even Malik Scott, Nassim Richardson, may he rest in peace. I don't care if he had a dream team of 20 trainers. When they put Daniel Dubois in that ring, he's either fighting Zhang Zhang or Ajit Caballero. Right now, Zhang Zhang is a front runner. I am telling you, Zhang is a problem. Now, there are many people who believe the younger fighter, Daniel Dubois, is going to beat Zhang just because Zhang is over 40 years old. But I'm telling you this. I don't know if Dubois is going to get out of them first 4 rounds. But if he can get out of those first 4 rounds, Dubois may have something. Because Zhang is a big Chinese powerhouse. And I say Chinese powerhouse because he's from China. So he's Chinese, right? Zhang will put the China bings on you. He doesn't play in that ring, but he has shown a pattern of outside of the first 4 rounds. If you can survive, you can get to a Zhang. But he's also shown to carry that power, boy. He carries that power all the way to the end of the fight, but he will slow down. But if you get comfortable in there, he will catch you again and drop you. Now, when he fought Ajit Cabiel, now Ajit Cabiel's image is on this thumbnail because if Dubois, for some reason, the Zhang fight doesn't happen, he'll probably fight Cabiel. Now, Cabiel and Zhang fought, and Zhang hurt Cabiel and he dropped him. But Cabiel just kept working him, going to the body, and he eventually stopped Zhang. I don't know if Dubois can pull off what Cabiel pulled off, but at the end of the day, Daniel Dubois and Don Charles, I think, is going to make Don Charles look bad if Daniel Dubois loses. I don't think people are going to understand and be fair to Don Charles about the threat that Zhang presents for any heavyweight. This isn't a Daniel Dubois thing. This is any heavyweight. I really don't think they understand and they're putting the respect on Zhang's name the way they should. Because you look at all the back and forth that happened where Daniel Dubois was fired and he didn't agree with, he didn't necessarily care for the big gatherings before fights for Dubois, but he wasn't really against them because he's like, hey, it's always worked out. For the Anthony Joshua fight, we did the same thing, and he went in the ring, and he was motivated, and he dominated. So we didn't do anything different for the Usyk fight, so you can't blame it on the big party that we had. But for this fight going forward, I do think Don Charles is going to make some changes and try to keep Daniel fully focused, fully locked in, without the big party. But I'm going to tell you this. If he loses, people are going to blame Don Charles. They're going to say it doesn't matter if there was a party, if there wasn't a party, Daniel Dubois lost because of Don Charles. And that's not fair. Don Charles is a great trainer, a brilliant mind, and a good human being. I just feel like it's either going to make Don Charles look great or make him look horrible. And no one's going to want to understand the opponents that Daniel Dubois get in the ring with are going to have everything to do with the loss that he may take. Because I'm telling you right now, Zhang, it takes a special person to get outside them first 4 rounds. Big, Chinese, 80-plus inch reach, southpaw, freakish power, freakish IQ, Olympic silver medalist, walks you into shots. He is a brilliant fighter. And if for some reason that doesn't happen, he fights Cabiel. I mean, if you don't know who Cabiel is, I wouldn't want to fight Cabiel. How about that? Cabiel is just a difficult fighter, man. He'll fight dirty. He'll bang to the body. He'll go upstairs. Cabiel will do whatever he needs to win. He does not care. He's a really, really good fighter. I just think for Daniel Dubois and Don Charles to be linking up again and to be trying to breathe life back into Dubois' career, I mean, talking about taking on a tall task. I mean, these are no comeback. These are no warm-up fights, people. These are very difficult fights. It looks like it's going to be Zhang. I'm telling you, part of me feel like Dubois ain't going to make it out in the first 4 rounds. But he may shock me. He may shock me, but I'll tell you what, the way Dubois was taking them punches from Hrgovic, he's not going to be able to take that shit from Zhang. I'll tell you this shit right now. You know, Dubois took a lot of shots from Hrgovic. He took shots from Gerald Big Baby Miller. When he fought AJ, he took some shots. But he ain't going to be able to take a shot from Zhang. No way he's going to be able to take a shot from that guy. Anyway, we'll see what happens. If he beats Zhang, maybe he goes and he fights Caballero. I don't know. But just me looking at this whole dynamic with Don Charles and Daniel Dubois being back together, I mean, you know, you like to see it. It's good. They were able to set aside the differences and start the kumbaya, and that's good. But I'm just telling you, I already know what's coming from the fans. I already know what's coming, people. They're sitting back looking at this saying, Daniel Dubois loses, Don Charles he thought he was stressed a little bit and a little bit depressed after Dubois got knocked out by Usyk and how all the fallout and people blaming him. He thought he was depressed and a little bit saddened by that and disappointed in people and fans. If Dubois loses this next fight, it's going to be 10 times worse. That's all I'm saying. But if you ask me who you rooting for, man, I like Zhang. I like Dubois. I like Caballero. I ain't rooting for none of them. I'm just hoping fans understand that in fighting, boxing, there's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser. And sometimes it has nothing to do with an inadequate training camp. Nah, it's just when you get in the ring, things happen. But for Daniel Dubois, I just don't know if he's to be coming off of those losses. I mean, yeah, it's got we're in January, July, so 6 months. I don't know when he's gonna be getting back in the ring. Maybe I don't know, March or something. I don't know. They haven't firmed up the date, but he's gonna be returning. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just watching this and I'm sitting here just shaking my head like, out of all of the fighters he can fight coming back against, you could put him in there with Zhang. Kind of remind me of what they did to Deontay Wilder, which I'm going to save this for another video. All I'm saying, be careful, Daniel Dubois. That Zhang ain't no joke. Anyway, I'm going to drop that video now. Deontay Wilder, Daniel Dubois, and how Zhang is just the wrong opponent when you're trying to come back off of a loss. That's just, you just don't go in the ring with Zhang. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.